first, let's get a little jargon out of the way. There are three types of equipment in a climate station. A computer, which is the data logger. The sensors, which are the instruments that measure the climate variables we're interested in. And finally, the power source, which are the batteries, the solar panel, a regulator. Okay, so the data logger, which is the brain of the station, is a little computer that collects all the measurements coming from the sensors and then processes them in some way that is readable by people. And there are several parts of the data logger. All these little green things here, green slots, are the connections where the sensors come in. So each sensor has the different cables that go into these slots. On this side, we have the power, which goes into the data logger and powers the data logger itself. Then we have a ground lug, which is very important for keeping the data logger grounded. And here we have input and output. So through these two, especially this one, which is an RS-232 plug, we can get data out and in of the data logger. Finally, we have this peripheral port, which lets you install other things like this CFM100, which is a card reader. Okay, so just show you in detail how these cables are inserted into these connectors. You first move the screw to the left so that the little slot opens over here. Then you insert the cable in that slot, as Joanne is doing, and then you tighten the screw again to the right until you feel it tight. And there it is. The station is powered by a solar panel. This is a big solar panel, a 40-watt solar panel, a battery, and a voltage regulator. The panel gives electricity to the station during the day when there's sun. The battery gives electricity to the station during the night. And the regulator regulates the amount of voltage coming from and to the battery and the solar panel. So we'll go into detail on how to install these things in the field.
What about the sensors?
Okay, so there's three types of sensors in a team climate station. The first sensor I'm going to talk about is a temperature relative humidity sensor. This is how it looks. Looks like a little tube. And this goes into a shield like this one called a radiation shield. And we'll talk later about why we put it in there and what's the reason behind that. The next sensor is a solar radiation sensor, which is also called a pyranometer. This measures the radiation coming from the sun and from the sky, as well as diffuse radiation. It's very simple, and then we'll talk about how to mount it and connect it. And then finally we have this thing called the precipitation bucket, or a tipping bucket, which is an automatic way to measure rainfall. So we'll look at it inside later and show you how it works.